Greetings, my name is Dawn Wang. I am a librarian at Metropolitan State University in St. Paul, Minnesota. I teach students how to conduct academic research, and I'm also a huge fan of comics. Comics are basically visual stories told in word and image. A very popular type of comic is manga. Maybe a lot of you are really interested in reading it. There's popular series of manga called Dragon Ball Z, Naruto. So for those of you not familiar with manga, manga, manga is the Japanese word for comics. So comics are made all over, including the United States, but they're, again, a very popular form of storytelling. And so as a librarian, reader, and creator, I am a huge fan of comics. I enjoy it because I believe that telling stories using the combination of words and pictures really enhances the possibility to express emotion and to articulate information in a powerful and effective way. And perhaps some of you who really like to read comics or manga or graphic novels, which is another term for visual stories, you may agree with me. And for those of you who haven't really tried reading comics or graphic novels or manga, I encourage you to go to your library and check it out in that section. Sometimes the teen sections would have their own manga or graphic novel section. But ask a librarian for help if you're curious to learn more about reading comics or manga. So recently, I want to share with you some exciting news. I myself, as I said, like to draw and write comics. So I just published a comics biography book called Tai Leung-Schultz, Translator for Justice. And this is Ms. Leung-Schultz. She's the first Chinese American woman to vote in a US election in 1912. So just over 100 years ago. For those of you, you may have learned in US history, 2020 was the centennial or the 100-year anniversary for the 19th Amendment, which granted women all over the United States the right to vote. And as I record this, it is before November 2nd. So, it's a very important date. It is a date when people go to vote either for the next president, a presidential election, or in this case, in the Twin Cities, it's the mayoral elections for both Minneapolis and St. Paul. So you may have heard about it. But anyway, so very timely and an important story that I wanted to share. And I also use Chinese as well. So there's English and Chinese, some Chinese dialogue. This is her name in Chinese. Leung Atai is her name. And so I use images, in this case, a photograph and collage. On the back, I also used a picture of Ms. Schultz when she was younger. This comics biography explains why is she daring, determined, and how is she dedicated? Why is her story important to tell? So this book, as you can see, I used images as a way to complement and to bring to life, in this case, in her own words, her life story of where she grew up in San Francisco. She came from a big family. Her father was a shoemaker. She was the youngest daughter. And it turns out she was also very, very resourceful, and she played an important role in her community. She helped, people, victims of human trafficking, people who were brought to the US against their will. And she tried to help those people because she spoke their language. She was able to communicate in Chinese and in English. And so here's some scenes of her helping people get out of basically being hostage in San Francisco's Chinatown. And I do include images of what Chinatown back in the 1880s looked like, so that people get a sense of the time and the era she lived through. So yeah, here is the image I depict of her, just imagining, what it may have looked like when she casted her ballot. So at the time, this is what it looked like. People put their actual ballots in this bin. And this is me imagining Ms. Schultz being a translator at Angel Island Immigration Station, which is today a museum, but it was a place where many, many immigrants from Asia, Russia, even Europe and other parts of the world came through. And so she helped be a translator, to be a bridge for people seeking help and hoping to come into this country for a better life. So this is just a book that took me a few years to do research and to make sure I understood and depicted her life and the facts of the history correctly. And I also, because it's research, I cited information in the back. So I give credit to all the books and the sources and the images and the interviews I did. And so this book maybe could be found at your school library. I did give some copies to some local public libraries. And if you live in St. Paul Public Library has copies of this book. So just keep your eye out for it. It is rated teen plus, so I'm not sure where it would be shelved, but it's for, if you're over, 13 years old or older, I would say. It's not really for younger kids because of the information and the content and whatnot. So as I mentioned, that's why I love comics. I feel like can be a very powerful way of sharing someone's life story and events in history. But even though, this took me a few years to create and to share with people, I encourage students to start wherever, however they can, to tell any stories about themselves or their heroes or historical figures or any social issues they may have concerns about, or favorite hobbies, anything. So I encourage students to make something called a zine, Z-I-N-E. And basically zines are self-published, small print-run books. They are often photocopied for distribution, and they can tell a story, inform about an issue, or they can be a how-to guide. So I have some examples of zines here. So some zines could be booklets that look like this. This is when you take printer paper and you fold it in half. If you have several sheets of those paper, you can make a booklet like this size. This is something college students in my class created a few years ago. They included poems. These are blackout poems on a research topic. And it includes, this is upside down, I'm sorry. And it also includes some of their reflections about a research question or a research topic they had about technology. They created word clouds of key vocabulary they learned about their issues. Here are some more blackout poems that students created using research articles they found. So you can be really creative and really visual, or if you just want to have text, that's fine too. This is another zine. Again, it's using the printer paper, and you fold the sheets of paper in half, and you can photocopy it and staple it. This is the Fear Zine. So this is high school students many years ago who created comics, about their fears. In this case, spiders. A lot of the students were scared of snakes. Snakes scare me silly. So this is a short essay. This is a little comic that someone did about their fears. And yeah, so the topics are endless. Another little short essay about fear of sharks. Okay. So those are 8.5 by 11 folded in half, sheets folded in half zines. But you can make zines out of only one sheet of paper. So this is another example. You can also use color paper to kind of make it bright and cheery. This is a zine I made about a hamster I had once upon a time, who unfortunately passed away. And its name was Ropo. And this zine is a simple accordion zine about Ropo's favorite food. So here's Ropo, and then you can open it up and it's an accordion. And so this is just panels, comic panels of Ropo's favorite foods. And then there's more on the back. And then as you can see, there's a bonus page that you can fold open. And what's there? Oh, it unfolds into a little maze that you can help Ropo find its favorite snack, which is a mealworm. So this is one example. And here's more. This is a zine with a poetry zine. And it's also one sheet of paper. It's about libraries. I'm just going to flip through this one. So in this case, it's a comic poem with all the different memories I have of libraries. Also, this has a bonus page. So when you unfold it, there's a poem or a list of more memories I have. So here it's a special format with one sheet of printer paper that you can fold and cut to create this little zine booklet. I like haiku, so if you are a poet and you like to write short poems, 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. So these are 3-line poems that I created on my computer. And again, it has the bonus page here. Okay, of just things I find at the beach. In this case, I'll unfold it again. So this was just based on one of my poems, and these are little barnacles I found underneath the can that was at the beach. You can play with collage, okay, and photocopy that. I like to do collage. And these are just, this is a fun one with in color of different flowers, like the sunflower, the pansy. I'm missing one. And the tulip. How can I miss the tulip? Okay, so this is like a flower zine, flower power zine, of course, with this bonus collage page. So nobody sees a flower really. It is so small. We haven't time, and to see takes time, like to have a friend takes time. And this is a quotation by the artist Georgia O'Keeffe, one of my favorite poets who's famous for painting flowers. And this is a collage I made using magazine paper, mostly from gardening magazines, with flowers and eyes, and I combined it together and I scanned it in the computer and I printed it out. So yeah, there's a lot of fun possibilities with making zines. I'm going to skip to what this presentation will show you, which is showing you how to make a peekaboo zine. And you'll find out why it's called a peekaboo. So I have this new zine about my other hamster named Pep Pep. So this is called a peekaboo zine. You're going to learn how to make this kind of zine, and you'll learn why it's called peekaboo in a minute. So this zine is called Pep Pep's Workout Fun. Okay, so this is sort of like Pep Pep the hamster giving you a how to have fun working out and with fitness. And so here's Pep Pep with a little sweatband. And he's a dwarf hamster, meaning he's like fits on my hand. He's very small. And he says, "I'm pumped. Are you?" Okay, let's see. Let's open this page. Oh, actually not this one. I'm gonna show you the pink one. I'm sorry, the pink one is correctly formatted. So first page, Pep Pep's favorite warm-up, the sandbox circuit. I just love to run around and around and around and around. He really loves to do this late at night. He just runs in circles in his sandbox. Pep Pep's strength training method. Number 1, So he likes to do the incline in his little tube seesaw. And when I put seeds in there, he really has a lot of motivation to go work out and do an incline. Okay, Pep strength training method number 2, pull-ups. Almost there. So I like to hide seeds in his toys and kind of make him exercise. So he likes to climb up his little huts to get the seeds. And then Pep's PSA, public service announcement, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. And everyone should really hydrate and drink water, whether you're, especially when you're exercising, but in general, you should drink more water. So yay for water breaks. That's his little water container there. And then last page, rest well, Pep. Here's to more workout fun tomorrow and beyond. So Pep likes to, he sleeps mostly during the day, as most hamsters do, and is generally more active at night. So why is this called a peekaboo page? I just showed you, this is the cover page, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 sides to this booklet, this peekaboo booklet, but the special peekaboo part is this. I can flip it up. Da, 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 da. This is the peekaboo. So there's a middle section here that if you see, it kind of has like a little secret opening. So that's the peekaboo page, is that you can flip it up. And here's like an actual photo of Pep in the flesh. So here's the top photo, Pep having a snack, munching on apples. And the second picture is just Pep peeking out and saying, thanks for stopping by. And this comics zine was made by Dawn, me, Pep's human companion. Okay, so it's kind of a fun format. And this is very, very easy to make. It's only 1 sheet of paper. And I'll show you when you unfold this whole thing, it's just 1 sheet of printer paper. In this case, I got special color paper. Okay, so that is it for my talk. I'm going to, let's see, yeah, encourage you to think about what topics you may want to choose for your peekaboo zine. So some possible topics is, I am an expert on this. Are you an expert on a certain kind of sport or an exercise, cooking, anything, arts and crafts project, making eggs. Or another topic could be, I care a lot about this. You can say, I care a lot about cats. I care a lot about the environment. I care a lot about my friends, okay? You can say, I can explain how to do this. How to fix a flat bicycle tire, how to bake brownies, okay? This is who I am, okay? I am a sister, I am a student, okay? I am an athlete, I am a cook, whatever. I am a reader, I am a poet, I am an artist. Or the last topic is my story is about. Okay, so those are just some prompts or just some brainstorm topics. Or if you just want to make it visual, like one of my zines, it was just only flowers because I love smelling and looking and drawing flowers. That's fine. You can just make it all visual, all pictures, drawings, or collages. That's okay too. Or again, you can make them all poems. So that's all I have to say in this part. There's going to be another part of this series, and that will be the how-to video showing you the steps of how to make this peekaboo zine format. Okay, and there's also an attached handout with pictures for you to follow in case some of you prefer that. And yeah, have fun. This is a great project to do, especially now that it's getting colder and you're inside. So just stock up on all the paper, and all you really need is printer paper, pair of scissors, pencil and ink, markers, color pencils, whatever you want. Have fun and create all the zines. And I hope you enjoyed this video and take care. All right. Bye. And yes, there is another part to watching the steps on making this zine. So please stay tuned for that.